Welcome to another round of highly questionable things. Highly questionable. What do you like today, Bomani?
This is going to shock you. A story involving Miami that might be fraught with corruption.
Vamos, papi.
Was it unfair for Draymond Green to say that James Dolan has a slave master mentality?
Draymond Green has a very popular podcast. This is one of the reasons and one of the ways that he makes it popular, by leaning into things, being outspoken. Listen to him here.
This is Charles Oakley. Why is he buying tickets to the game? If I'm not mistaken, Dolan's was owning that team when he was playing. It wasn't a problem when he was speaking out then. It wasn't a problem when he was protecting their superstars then. And so if it wasn't a problem then when he were doing it for y'all, why is it all of a sudden a problem now when he speak out on something that he don't like? And now you want to disown him from your entire organization. That's a slave mentality. You're doing it for me, it's all good. But now you're doing it against me, or not necessarily against me, but you're speaking out against my organization. It's not good anymore. That's a slave mentality, slave master mentality.
Here's the problem with that. Every reasonable person would basically agree with everything he said right before slave master. And we wouldn't be talking about it at all. But because he throws in the slave master here, we're leading the show with it, and it's all over the ESPN network with people talking about it because it ends up diluting the conversation. We stop talking about what he actually said and go straight to the hyperbole, and it ends up being a diluter on everything else he said that most reasonable people would agree with.
Now, I will say this, though. I don't think that he was correct in using that example right here in this case. However, I do have a huge problem with the way that people react to anybody ever saying the word slave or making any reference to slavery, because they say it then minimizes what the true impact of slavery was. But if you have a conversation that actually is about the true impact of slavery, they don't ever want to talk about that either, right? One thing that you might want to consider, though, and this is real about NBA players, they are very conscientious of the fact of, in spite of the fact that they make all that money, in spite of the fact that they contribute so much to the bottom line, most of them do not feel respected by the guys that own their teams, and they feel like they're nothing but another piece of labor to the guys who own their teams. The issue is, when most white people hear that, they don't hear slave mentality, they just hear corporate, because they feel that's how they're being treated every day. But when you trade on your body in order to make a living, I see how your mind can go there even if you're incorrect.
Could Duke suddenly be the best team in college basketball?
My knee-jerk reaction is to say they must be the best team in college basketball, because now we talk about Duke and we don't even have to talk about Grayson Allen kicking somebody. How good they have to be to overcome the whole specter of that. But they just beat Virginia last night. Keep in mind, though, Virginia's lost 4 out of 6 in this. Duke is probably the most talented team in the country, and Krzyzewski seems to have decided to just roll the ball out and let the guys figure it out. When Kentucky had that team that couldn't seem to figure it out and barely got into the tournament and then went to the final game, that's what Calipari did. Said, we got the best players, just go be the best ones.
I'm not the best person to ask, because when they were losing 4 of 7 with a bunch of people out, and I saw them play a really bad first half of basketball against Miami, I thought they were overrated. They are really talented, but last night doesn't prove it, given that at halftime that game was 25-21, and Krzyzewski's big coaching move was, do that. Roll the balls out there. Let Tatum make a bunch of threes as the shot clock expires, and then you beat a Virginia team that's already reeling. But I ask you this question. Who's better? Who do you know is better? You don't know that a lot of teams are better than this one.
Let me get this straight. The smart move by Coach K is not to coach at all? Just let them play and make all that money? Well, I could do the same thing for less money.
That's how it works. Sometimes the best thing you can cook is delivery.
Coach Adrian Peterson's tweet mean that he's done in Minnesota.
Well, he's got a year of marriage left, but he's flirting with everybody who's out there. Look at this here. Look at this tweet. The Giants have been making some interesting moves. They got rid of their running back. They got rid of Victor Cruz. They can now take on someone like Adrian Peterson. And he's been talking about the Tampa Bay Bucks. I don't know if he's finished in Minnesota, but I think he's finished with Minnesota. I think he's ready to go anywhere else. It sort of depends on whether or not they want to pay him for one more year or not.
Here's the thing, though. If you're going to call this a prenup, then that marriage has a kind of backwards sort of prenup, where this last year the contract is made so that they have to make a decision. Never did anybody think he'd make the big number he's supposed to make in the last year of this contract. Minnesota can let him go. Maybe they rework the deal. But if you're Adrian Peterson, you need to make it seem like you're interested in going in other places, because then maybe if you do want to stay in Minnesota, you'll get agreement more amenable to what it is that you want. He'll play for somebody next year and he'll make some money. It might not be the Vikings.
The Giants are getting rid of Victor Cruz.
That's right. They already released him.
That's
yes.
it. I'm not supporting the Giants anymore.
Oh.
That's it. Eli, you're in my list now.
Whoa.
That's it.
Eli doesn't own the whole thing.
Eli didn't do anything.
He should have stood up for Victor.
Okay,
The salsa king.
Give
That's
up some
right.
of your money, Eli.
That's right.
That's right.
Does Vince Young's attempted comeback make you feel more happy or sad?
Yeah, Vince Young has hired Lee Steinberg, quarterback agent for many, many years, and Vince says he wants to make a comeback. Crazy thought, by the way. If you want to feel old, Vince Young is 33 years old. Now, this will be sad if Vince is doing it just because he needs the money. That would be sad. But if this is legitimately what he wants to do with his life, and given some of the quarterbacks that you've seen play, can you tell me that Vince Young getting qualified to at least hold a clipboard? If this is what he wants to do and he can make it, bless his heart.
A lot of people will view this and say that this is sad. Lee Steinberg was out of the game for a long time, too, and I don't think people are looking at him and saying this is really sad. Keep in mind, when you look at athletes, you always want no quit, no quit, no quit until the 33-year-old doesn't want to quit, and then you look at him and say that's sad. If he doesn't want to quit and this fills up his life with something, and he didn't say professional football in the NFL, by the way, he just said football. If throwing a football makes him happy, why should it make you sad?
Let's be clear. Old country Vince ain't going to no Canada, right? He did not. You're right. He did not say the NFL necessarily is the only professional league. Vince ain't about to play in no arena.
Somewhere in America, Matt Leinart is warming up his arm.
That somewhere is working on television. Matt Leinart is good.
Yeah, he is fine.
How should Marlins fans feel about the attempted sale of the team?
What an unholy mess this is. The owner of the Marlins, Jeff Luria, as unpopular a figure as South Florida has ever seen, sports or otherwise, can't even get $1.6 billion right. News leaked out that he would be the ambassador to France all of a sudden while this sale is going on within the Trump family or the extended Trump family. And of course, that looks like a conflict. You can't have both of those things at the same time. So the Trump family is kind of pulling out, saying, never mind about this. We'll check back in with Jeffrey Luria at a later date. All of this feels unbelievably slimy and sleazy, which would be fine as long as he got the hell out of town.
Here's the thing, though, right? We acknowledge your man Luria, shady. The way they got this stadium built over there, shady. But how crazy is it that he was just about to sell that team to someone whom you might argue was even more shady? Like somehow him not selling the team kind of minimized the level of shade. And you got to be pretty shady in Miami to register to be shady enough for us to actually say out loud that you are in fact shady. But Marlins fans, how should they feel? I mean, when they gonna feel like going to games? I wouldn't go to any of those games either, just to be clear, but I don't know how many feelings they have until the team is actually good enough to feel about.
This is the part that's most disappointing to me personally, selfishly, as someone who cares about South Florida. I am personally funding a parade to dishonor this man the moment he's out of town, going past all those shady businesses that are money laundering. I need him out of town so I can have this damn parade.
You know, that's a lot of money for the lottery at $1.6 billion for the Marlins. There are only about 45 fans that they come to the stadium, you know. Yeah. And I got that statue in the back. Everybody, they hit a homer, you know. Yeah. My God, you know. Yeah. Wow.
That dude parlayed $12 million in the Montreal Expos into 1.6. I'd love to hate, but I feel like I need to learn from this man.
What happened with his home run statue in the middle of that? What did that have to do with anything?
Well, this is statue in center field. That was part of the deal. Right. He said the statue. You know, I want to take the statue. That's right. I want to take. No. You got to leave it in. Then you got to give me $1.6 billion.
I'm not making this up. It's the truth. That statue at one point, what cost more than the entire Marlins outfield? True stat.
Time to play the game that barely has a pulse. Do you question?
He's not lying. You give us topics and events, and we question them. He okay?
Do you question if this hurts Nikola Jokic's creed?
Okay, here's the thing. Cred is what we're going for, not his creed, but I don't think he wants this in his creed. But anyway, he's really, really good. He just plays for Denver, which means that people don't watch him very much. Unfortunately, this is probably the most watched thing he's going to do all year. There's Andrew Wiggins with the ball. There's Jokic.
Oh, wow.
And there's Andrew Wiggins all up in his... Wow. That's unfortunate. Oh, man, yeah, he's got to learn. You don't need to be a hero, buddy. You don't need to be a hero. Now, will that hurt his cred? Yeah.
Yes, it will. I do think we lose sight of the athleticism of these guys. James Johnson, sixth man for the Heat, told us yesterday he could roundhouse kick basketballs out of the rim. Not just the net. If the rim sticks a basketball, he can roundhouse kick it. Andrew Wiggins can jump like that.
Well, he sure likes to dunk on European centers, though.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, is he? You're not implying that he's picking on people, is he? Oh, I forgot he did that to you, man.
Oh, that is what Kevin Garnett used to do. Just go after those guys.
Well, the difference is Kevin Garnett was calling them all kinds of words they hadn't even learned yet in English. Like, at least this is just basketball. My man was trying to get out the way, though. Like, he just realized too late, oh, I should have just kept running.
And I would like to point out that the Timberwolves are 22-35.
Yeah, there's that, by the way. There's that.
Why you gotta hate?
Do you question if they should count?
Oh, we're the kings of this. We're the empire, the reigning ESPN place where we judge whether things should count or not. We'll go to Honduras to do it. 2-1, 94th minute. This team is trying to protect a 2-1 lead. Should this count?
Sigue Chirinos, cae Chirinos, la gana Chirinos. Ahora viene para el...
Oh! What's that guy doing? Yeah!
Oh, yes, gotta count.
Yes,
gotta count.
2 goals.
Gotta count. Gotta count.
Both 3-2 win.
And here's why.
Yes.
The reason it's gotta count is the interloper didn't even have a shirt on, right?
Yes.
So and the goalkeeper wasn't even really trying to deal with the interloper. He just messed it up.
Right.
Those two things happened simultaneously, but not because of each other.
Let's see that again, please. He was onside, too. That is 2 goals, end the match, everybody go home.
And he knew that dude wasn't on the team they was playing against because he didn't have no shirt on.
How little respect do you have for the participants, or how much have you had to drink when you do this? It is amazing that no one noticed him.
Did he join in the... look, and he celebrates after. He should have got in with the team.
Have we seen that guy before?
Where?
All right there.
Yes.
We are.
Oh, he was stymied.
Yeah.
Stymied the last time he tried this. That looks different than the other guy.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Oh, no. Let's get to this part right here.
Do you question if Phil looks comfortable?
Oh, this is gratuitous. It's voyeuristic. It's totally creepy. We can't wait to get
We're
to
going
it.
voyeuristic about a dude named Phil?
Yeah, Phil Jackson.
Oh.
Look at this.
On the subway?
Yeah. Does he look comfortable?
Wow. I feel bad. Like, first of all, I respect the fact he still rides the subway, but I feel bad for him because he got all those physical ailments and he's like 6'9".
He got to here and he stopped with public transportation. That was a bus, not a subway.
Oh, that was a bus. Oh, no. Let's be clear. I do trains. I don't do buses. Bus is just one step too far.
He does buses.
That looks like a man who is questioning his life.
It does, doesn't it? It really does. He's just sitting on a bus. I don't want to be around other people who take other kinds of transportation. I'm going to be sad here on the bus.
This is the last time that driver calls out sick, boy.
Coming up next on my son's TV show, because I'm telling you, your stock is dropping quick. I mean, you have been wrong before, but now you have been wrong twice in a row, you know? So I'm telling you, next time around, you know, I don't think that the ESPN is going to renew your contract.
Whoa!
That's right.
Whoa!
Did you just run Michael Wilbon off his job?
There is more to me, Queen Eliara of Elfgard, than my elven magic. Just as there's more to Geico than saving you money, Geico also gives you 24/7 access to licensed agents online, on the phone, or on the Geico app. And while I am a mighty elf queen, I am also a mighty big fan of barbecue potato chips. Minions! More smoky mesquite.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Time to play the game that smells a little bit fishy. See? Oh, no.
That's not a good smell. Tell us what to watch on TV tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued or not.
On Root Sports, San Francisco at #1 Gonzaga.
Gonzaga still unbeaten, and the producers have told us that one of their players, after beating St. Mary's, was really mad at one of our colleagues. I think this colleague might be one half of that PTI duo. I might be doing some spoiler alert here. Let's see.
All right, so you guys are the #1 team in the nation, but the NCAA just released their top 16 seeds, and they put you as the #4 overall seed. What's the message that sends to you guys?
It's kind of like, the disrespect that we felt all year. Like I said, it's easy to stay motivated at the one spot when we feel like we got a lot of non-believers, which reminds me, I got to give a huge shout out to my main man, Mike Wilbon. That's my guy. I love him. Thank you so much for saying we was going to lose at BYU and St. Mary's. It kept us focused. So we just going to keep going and just try to keep getting better each week.
All right, way to find focus wherever you can get it.
Bomani, are you intrigued?
Not especially. One thing about this West Coast Conference, they got all the schools in all the major cities, but the schools you didn't know were there, like University of San Francisco. They got one in Portland. They got one in Seattle. They got one in L.A. You'd never heard of any of them if it weren't for Gonzaga basketball.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Listen, Michael Wilbon, you got to be careful when you make those remarks, in public or on TV, because I'm telling you, your stock is dropping quick. I mean, you have been wrong before, but now you have been wrong twice in a row, So I'm telling you, next time around, I don't think that the ESPN is going to renew your contract.
Whoa!
That's right.
Whoa!
Did you just run Michael Wilbon off his job?
And by the way, Gonzaga is going to lose tonight.
Okay, there you go.
Wow.
On Fox Sports Indiana, Wizards and Pacers.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of other choices tonight. Just a couple of basketball games before everyone goes on a break. Let's celebrate John Wall here with a bunch of passes, a passing montage here by John Wall. He's very fast. What's that all about? Woo! Very comfortable with that basketball. They've won 9 of 10 now. Oh, there's Gartott. He looks like a wizard. He also looks like a sorcerer.
He likes this Spinaroonie thing.
Yeah, he looks like a genie. Bomani, are you intrigued?
There is no worse NBA basketball than NBA basketball the night before the All-Star break begins. That game's just going to look like a bunch of senioritis.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Everybody's talking about Paul George and Bradley Beal and the Wizards. I'm telling you something, you got to pay special attention to Paul George tonight because he's going to have a hell of a game. Paul George is going to be the X factor in that game tonight.
Guys, can you just rewind that so that we can see what just happened here? Just go ahead and run that back so you'll see why the rest of us are confused.
Everybody's talking about Paul George and Bradley Beal and the Wizards. I'm telling you something, you got to pay special attention to Paul George tonight because he's going to have a hell of a game. Whoop, I just up. That's all.
You really did. You really did. That's okay. Happens all the time.
Slip of the tongue, that's all.
Whatever.
On ITV2 in the UK, Release the Hounds.
Well, how would I get that exactly? What am I doing? I'm going over to the UK to get what? Let's see here.
Through the forest, there's an estate. For anyone brave enough to go in, there are massive rewards, but it's also full of dangers. There are 3 locked chests. What you need to do is find the keys. Got it! Because in each one there are thousands of pounds of cash. Now the trouble is, guarding those chests full of cash is a pack of angry hounds. Welcome to Release the Hounds.
I mean, what are we doing with television? Because now someone's just going to make this escalate, and it's going to be bears and lions, and then we're just going to kill people on television. Bomani, are you intrigued?
No, I'm not intrigued, but you better start patting people down before that contest. You tell people to run out in the woods, and there's going to be a bunch of dogs after them. Trust, somebody going to keep it nice and toasty out there, if you know what I mean.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued, police, and I got an idea for them. They have to let those contestants roll around on bacon grease and let them then run. Yeah. That's right, boy, on bacon grease, see what is going to happen to those hounds,
Yeah, because they're not running fast enough.
Well, I'll watch then, because among the hounds, you'll also find my father chasing those dudes. He likes that scent.
Running just as fast.
Yeah, like really fast. Yeah, like look at that. He'll come and eat. Yeah.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Our thanks to Justin, longtime producer around here. He's leaving for better things. What's not better than this? Thanks, Justin.
He's not leaving for better things. He's leaving for more money.
Yeah, that too. Better.
Justin?
Yeah.
Man, we carry him. He was kind of overrated. He made a killing for about 6 or 7
years.
Yeah,
stealing money. Professional.
You're just mad his British accent's better than yours because it's real.
Well,